The other day I made a TikTok about Ramadan for Muslims, so this time I'm gonna do it for non-Muslims. So if you're not Muslim, you can stay. If you're Muslim, I was gonna say let me convert. I don't know what my obsession is with converting people, but I guess you can also stay. I got a lot of questions coming from non-Muslims asking me to explain and elaborate some of the Islamic practices that I mentioned. And so this video's sole purpose is to clear up some of the terminology, that way you have an idea of what we practice. Number one, what is Sunnah prayers? As Muslims, we have 5 obligatory prayers. We have the sunrise prayers, we have the noon prayers, afternoon prayers, sunset prayers, night prayers. Wow, my memory just... It seems like a lot. I swear it isn't. Yes, there's a cat meowing. Anyway, Sunnah prayers are basically optional prayers that you pray with each of the 5 that are mandatory. And these basically serve as an outlet to get closer to Allah when you feel like you want more than just the obligatory prayers. Number 2, what is dua? So roughly translated, dua is supplication. This is basically asking Allah for whatever your heart desires. And this in itself is an act of worship because you're turning to Him and you're putting all your trust in Him. Now, many have the preconceived notion that they have to memorize a set of dua or supplication, and it has to be in Arabic, but really you can speak from the heart. You can speak from whatever language and it will be just as enough. Number 3, what is Tarawih? So Tarawih is mainly done in Ramadan, and it's an extra set of prayers at nighttime. You see this pattern of extra prayers in Islam. We have a minimal set of obligatory prayers, but we have a myriad of optional prayers. And I think that's because when we're prostrating, we're at our most vulnerable. We show our most humble and sincere selves to the most loving and the most merciful. And that is genuinely so beautiful. Number 4, and it is getting really dark outside. What is Sirah? So Sirah is basically the life of the Prophet ﷺ, the seal of all the prophets, the last prophet, and our most beloved prophet. And we believe he's like the human version of the Quran. So we study his life from A to Z, and we try to be as much like him as possible. And if you actually know anything about Muhammad ﷺ, not the Aisha debate, please leave that out. You would know he is the most beautiful, the most loving, the most merciful person that has ever graced this earth. So in trying to be like him and trying to follow in his footsteps, we're trying to be the best versions of ourselves, inevitably. That is all I have. I hope that satisfied some curiosities. And part 2 on things you can add to your Ramadan routine is coming very soon. Assalamu alaikum.